Hello students, so on this video we're going to go over the skill ZWS. So if you're working on that skill, then you are on the right video. Here we go. Anthony has the following data. If the range is 7, which number could H be? First of all, they're asking me about the range. Now you need to remember that the range, when we talk about statistics, the range is the difference between the highest number and the lowest number. So highest minus lowest. Now, in this case, they are telling me that the range is 7. So whatever I subtract the highest minus the lowest, it's 7. Now, I'm going to look for the highest number on the sequence or on the numbers that they're giving me there. The highest number in this case is 19. The question is, what number can I subtract so I can get 7? And you have two options. Option number 1 is 5, and option number 2, it's 12. So if you do 19 minus 5, what do you think you would get? Yeah, if you do 19 minus 5, which is the first option, right? You're going to get 14. But 14 is not what you need, because they're not telling you that the range is 14. They're telling you that the range is 7. Then I can try 12. So if I do 19 minus 12, I would get 7. So that means that the number that H would represent in this case would be 12. Because the range is the highest minus the lowest value, and if I do 19 minus 12, I would get 7, which is exactly what I was looking for. So let me see if that is correct. We got it right. Okay, now let's do the next question. So Damon has the following data, and then they give you the numbers 8, 5, 16, 11, and X right here. The question is, if the mode is 8, remember, mode is a number that repeats the most from the biggest to the smallest one. Which number could X be? So now let's put them in order, first of all, because in order to find the mode and the median, we need to have all the data in order, from lowest to highest. So if I write them in order, I would have in this case that the first number, it's 5. Then I would have 8. Then I would have 11 and 16. And I don't know what number could X be. Now, if I want this to have a mode of 8, so mode of 8, that means that the number that is repeating the most, it has to be 8. Which of these two numbers would you pick? Would you pick 8 or would you pick 11? Well, if you think about it, the correct answer would be 8, because if I pick 8, I would have 2 8. And because I have 2 of them and it's the one that is repeating the most, that's what it would be the mode. If I pick 11, then the mode would be 11. So for this question, the correct answer is 8. Let's do question 3. So Shelby has the following data. If the mean is 19, okay, so they're telling me the mean is 19. Now, if you don't remember how to calculate the mean, well, the mean is just you add all of the numbers and it gives you equal to 19. That means that you're going to have 20 plus 19 plus 18 plus 19 plus something, because it's t, equal to 19, right? But all of that you need to divide it by the number of numbers that you have, which in this case is 3, 4, 5, divided by 5. That would give you equal to 19. So the question is, what number can I put here that when I added them, all of them, I can get 9, and I divided by 5, I can get 19. So there is no other way I can do it, but I'm going to use a calculator, and I'm going to replace that t with 19 the first time and then with 21 the second time. So let me use a calculator for that. So I'm just going to go here and I'm going to use calculator. So calculator. Okay, on the calculator, I'm going to add all of the numbers that I have on the top. So it would be 20 plus 19 plus 18, oopsie, plus, oh, I don't even know what did I click. Oh, let me just start again. So I'm going to add 20 plus 19 plus 18 plus 19, and then plus, I'm gonna do it first with the first 19. Instead of using the 29, I'm gonna use 19 to see if that gives me the answer I need. So plus 19, and that gives me equal to 95, but remember to divide it by 5 because that's a number of numbers we're adding. So divide it by 5, and that gives me, oops, 19, which I think 19 would be the answer. Now let's see why 21 is not the answer. So 21 is not the answer because if I add them, 20 plus 19 plus 18 plus 19 plus 21, so I'm replacing that number, divided by 5, I get 21, which is not the answer I'm looking for. So if I replace 21 in my problem, my mean would be 21. But if I replace a 19 in the problem, my mean would be 19, and that's exactly what I need to get. So that's why the answer for this problem would be 19. Now let's do this one here. Now Bryce has the following data: 8, U, 17, 6, and 5. If the medium, it's 8, so here we go, they're asking us for the medium. Now the medium, it's whatever number it's right in the middle whenever the numbers are in order, okay, in order. Which number could you be? So 8 is a medium. That means that this number here, it's the one that it's going to be in the middle, so I put it on the middle, right? Now I'm going to put the other numbers on the side. So I know I have only 5 numbers, so I would have 2 on each side. That means that on the first side, I would put numbers are smaller than 8, right? Which in this case, it's 5 and 6. And on the other side, I would put 2 numbers are greater than 8, which in this case is 17. Now the options I have, the answers I have is 2 and 9. I know that 2 cannot be the answer because if I put 2 right here on this side, then it won't make 8 the medium because 8 would not stay in the middle, right? So that's why the correct answer would be 9, because in that way, if I put a 9 there, 8 will still be in the middle. And this number needs to be my medium because that's what the question is asking me to do. So the correct answer for this problem would be 9. Now let's try 2 more problems. So question number 4. Cassie has the following data: 17, B, 5, 9, 13. If the mode is 5, which number could B be? If we want to find the mode, remember that the mode is a number that repeats the most. So I'm going to put my numbers in order. So the smallest one, it's 5. Then I have 9. Then I have 13. And then I have 17. And then I have B. But B could have 2 possible values. It could be any of these 2 values. It could be 5 or 13. The problem is that the mode on this problem needs to be 5. That means a number that repeats the most needs to be 5. So which one of these 2 answers would you pick in order to make a mode, or in order to have a mode of 5? Yes, it would be 5, because if I pick 5, then I would have 2 5s on my sequence of numbers on my data. And if I pick 13, then I would have 2 13s, and 13 would be the mode, but that's not what the question is asking me. So because of that, the mode is 5. Now let's do this question. I'm just gonna do 2 more questions. So next question. Donna has the following data: 7, J, 7, and 4. If the mean is 7, which number could J be? This is similar to the problem we just did right now. So if the mean is 7, so that means I would have 7. That means I need to add them all and divide it by a number of numbers I'm adding, which in this case it's 4. So 7 plus J plus 7 plus 4 divided by 4, it's equal to 7. And I'm doing this because remember that the mean is when you add all of the numbers, so that's what I'm doing, and you divide them by the number of numbers you're adding, which in this case it's 4. So what I need to do is find what number can I put here instead of J so I can get a mean of 7. I have 2 options. Option 1 is if I put a 14, and option 2 is if I put a 10. So how can I know that? I'm going to use my calculator. So I would go to the calculator here. Let me clear everything we did. And I'm going to add them. So I'm going to do 7 plus J, but instead of a J, the first time I'm going to try 14. 14, and then I'm going to continue typing everything else. Plus 7, plus 4, and I click enter. It's equal to 32. I divide that by 4, and I get 8. Is 8 the number I'm looking for? It's not. I'm looking for a 7 because that's what the problem is telling me. Now let's see if 10 is correct. I'm going to do the same. So I do 7 plus 10 plus 7 plus 4. I click enter, and then I divide that by 4. And I get 7, which is a number I was looking for. That is why the correct answer for this problem would be 10. Let's check. Okay, this is the last problem I do for this skill. So Jackie has the following data: 14, 12, 13, 16, and K. If the medium is 13, which number could K be? It's telling you that the medium of those numbers is 13. So I'm going to get the 13, and I would put it right in the middle, this number here. And actually, it's already there, right? So I'm just going to do it. So 13. Then, if you think about it, there's only 5 numbers. So 2 numbers need to be before 13, and 2 numbers need to be after 13. So if I do that, 2 numbers are before, it would be, was actually only 12. And after that, I have 14 and 16. And then I have K. But if I already have 2 numbers after the 13, then K needs to be before the 13. And the only number that is gonna make that true from the 2 numbers that are given, it's if I have another 12. Because if I put 17, 17 would be on this side, and that's not gonna make 13 a medium. So it should be 12. Now let's check if that's true. It is. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do this question, and this will be the last one. So Linda has the following data: 13, 11, U, and 16. If the range is 5, which number could you be? Well, the range is a difference between the highest number and the lowest number. So if I do that, the difference between the highest number and the lowest number needs to be equal to 5. Now, if you think about it, the highest number in this case, it's 16. Right? So you can do it on 2 ways. I'm going to do it the first way. Thinking that 16 is the highest number and subtracting it from any of the numbers that you have there, and also thinking that maybe the number it's there, and maybe the highest number is any of those answers, and I need to subtract it from the ones on the top. Okay, it could be either or. So if the highest number is 16 and my only options are -8, I have 2 options, -8 and -15. Right? So in this case, what I need to do is I need to think about what number can make this true. I have a problem here. Why? Because if I subtract 16 minus 8, that's going to give me actually 8. And if I subtract 16 minus 15, that's going to give me 1. And any of these 2 numbers are actually equal to 5. So then what can I do? Well, they're only asking me if to find what number can I replace for you if I need a range of 5. But if I just checked in here, any of those 2 numbers would give me 5. Then what would be the other approach I can take? Well, that other approach would be just using the numbers that are provided already in here. Now, if I use those numbers, the highest number is 16 and the lowest number is 11. If I do 16 minus 11, that is equal to 5, which is the range I'm looking for. That means that I cannot have a number lower than 11. Why? Because if I have a number lower than 11, it's going to give me a range of 8, as you just did for when you did 16 minus 8. So because of that, I cannot have a number lower than 8, but I can include any other number, and that's not going to change my range. So because of that, 15 would be the correct answer. Now let's see if that is true. And it is true. Okay guys, so that's it for this skill. Now make sure that you finish the skill, try to get the highest score possible, and see you on the next video. Bye!